Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janapalava Giri Bharatari Gopi Janapalava Giri Bharatari Yashanandana Rajajanaranjana Yashanandana Rajajanaranjana Chamanatira Vannachari Chamanatira Vannachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jayom Vishnupad Paramansa Parvachakacharya Vastuta Sadashi Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. All glories to the Assam devotees. Glories to the Assam devotees. All glories to the Assam devotees. Glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 21, Text number 3, Conversation between Manu and Kardama. Text 3. Tasya Vaiduhita Brahman Devahuti Divishruta Patni Prajapate Rukta Karamasya Tvaya Nakha Tasya Vaiduhita Brahman Devahuti Divishruta Patni Prajapate Rukta Karamasya Tvaya Nakha Dasya Duhita Brahman Devahuti Tivishata Patni Prajapate Rukta Karamasya Tvaya Nakha. Chant. Tasya Vaiduhita Brahman Devahuti Tivishruta Patni Prajapate Rukta Karamasya Tvaya Nakha. Brahman Divishta Patni Prajapate Ukta Karamasya Tvaya Nakha. Savadvita Brahman Devahuti Tivishvatam Niprajapate Rukta Karamasya Tvaya Nakha. Vishvata Tasya of that Manu. Vai indeed. Duhita the daughter. Brahman, holy Brahmana. Devahuti name Devahuti. Iti, thus, Vishuddha was known. Patni, wife. Japate, of the Lord of created beings. Ukta, has been spoken of. Kardamasya, of Kardama Muni. Toya, by you. Anaka, O sinless one. Translation. O holy Brahmana, O sinless one, you have spoken of his daughter, known by the name Devahuti, as the wife of the sage Kardama, Lord of created beings. Report. Here we are speaking of Swayambhuva Manu, but in Bhagavad Gita we hear about Vaivasvata Manu. The present age belongs to Vaivasvata Manu. Swayambhuva Manu was previously ruling, and his history begins from the Varaha age, or millennium when the Lord appeared as the boar. There are 14 Manus in one day of the life of Brahma, and in the life of each Manu, there are particular incidents. The Vaivasvata Manu, Bhagavad Gita, is different from Swayambhuva Manu. Mukkam kaurati vachalam, pangalam katekinim yakipantaham vande shigunam dinatarinam. Om gyanat mirandasya gyananja shakaya chakshiminitam yena tasamai shigunave namaha. So this is now history class. In the schools, they have history for a few hundreds or maybe a few hundred years. I don't think they go back too far. But this history is going back billions of years ago. The beginning of this day of Brahma doesn't go to the beginning of creation. That would be trillions of, it does go actually. It goes back to the beginning of creation, trillions of years ago, when Lord Brahma was first born. But now we're talking about one day of Brahma. Just the history of one day of Brahma, which goes back a few billion years. It's not trillion now. We're going back in our history a few billion years ago, and that is the history of Swayambhuva Manu. And then Prabhupada does mention another Manu. So there's 14 Manus. Each one has a life of 72 1,000 years, 1,000 yugas. So there's 72 times 1,000 yugas, and that's the life of each Manu. And so you can, now we're in the middle of the day of Brahma, basically. Vaivasvata Manu is coming in the middle, and Krishna comes in the 28th millennium of our Vaivasvata Manu. He comes. So basically Krishna comes in the midday of Lord Brahma. One day. This is only, he has 30 days in a month, and then he has 12 months, and then he lives 100 years. So you can figure it out if you're a mathematical person. You can figure out how long Brahma lives, and yes. So this is history. We're hearing the history of the universe, not just of this small little Bhartavarsh world. We're hearing the whole history of the universe, and that's why it's important to listen to Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is giving us history, billions, trillions of years ago. Isn't that great? And here we are, and we're hearing it. And so this is the history of a few billion. You can figure it out now. Vaivasvata Manu. Anyway, he's the number 7 out of 14. Our Manu is number 7. So Swayambhuva is number 1. So if you figure it out, so it's about halfway of the day of Brahma. And in the 28th of the 1,000 yugas, Krishna comes. So that is Krishna has come, and we're very fortunate to be close to that time of Krishna coming. And we're even more fortunate to be close to Krishna coming as Lord Chaitanya 500 years ago. And then Prabhupada came 50 years ago or so. So we're in a very fortunate time, and we should take advantage of that. Should take advantage of this time that we're in right now. So today I would like to talk about the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam and why it's important to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, why we should hear. And in order to do that, I'm just going to go to a prayer of Sanatana Goswami to Srimad Bhagavatam. And in his prayers, he has 5 slokas. He talks about all the wonderful things that you will find in Bhagavatam. So the first thing he says, Sharva Shastabdi Piyusha. Bhagavatam is nectar churned from the ocean of all the Vedic scriptures. So the Vedic scriptures are huge, like an ocean. Actually, hundreds and thousands of verses are here, but in heavenly planets and Lord Brahma's place, there's 1 billion verses of the Vedas. So it's an ocean. How can we go across that ocean? But the sages have churned it. Actually, Shukadeva has churned that ocean of Vedic literature, and out has come Srimad Bhagavatam on the top. It's the cream. When you churn, then the cream, it comes. So this is the cream of the Vedic scriptures. So it's nectar. It's nectar. We have heard about churning the ocean of milk, or we will hear in 8th canto, but maybe some of you have already heard about it. And that is, so many things came out from that churning. The moon, Lakshmi, and a horse, an elephant, and many, many things came out from that churning. Of course, first came out the poison. And it's very interesting. I took a short class in Ayurveda, and the teacher was saying, the poison is the modern Western medicine, and the nectar is the Ayurvedic medicine. And you see that Dhanvantari is carrying the nectar. It's Ayurvedic medicine. And if you see the symbol, the symbol of Western medicine is 2 snakes entwined coming up to the top. Snakes. So the snakes went for the poison. The snakes in the churning of the ocean of milk, the snakes drank the poison. They were sipping on that. And the nectar was for the demigods, of course. So by reading Bhagavatam, we can get the nectar of all the Vedas. It's also described beginning of Bhagavatam that it is, there's a desire, Vedic literature is like a desire tree, and the ripened fruit is Srimad Bhagavatam. The rest are not so ripe, the rest of the Vedic literature. Why is it ripe? Because Krishna is in there, and that's ripe. It describes the essence, Bhagavatam. Param Satyam Dhimahe, it says in the beginning, describes the nectar of Krishna. And the purpose of the Vedas is to understand Krishna, and so by hearing Bhagavatam, you can understand Krishna. So then Sanatana Goswami says, Sarva Vedaika Sat Phala, most prominent transcendental fruit. Okay, we talked about that. It's a fruit. Nigama Kalpa Tarar Galitam Phalam. So therefore, we should drink it. We should drink Bhagavatam. It's a fruit. Drink it through our ears. We'll talk a little bit about that later, how we can drink Bhagavatam and why we should. Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadya. Bhagavatam is enriched with the jewels of all spiritual philosophical conclusions. So it's a treasure chest full of jewels. All the jewels of the Vedas, Vedanta, Mahabharata, everything is in Srimad Bhagavatam. Jewel. It's a treasure chest. It's the cream of the ocean. It's a ripened fruit. And because Arto Yam Brahma Sutranam, it's the meaning of Vedanta Sutra. It's a commentary on Vedanta Sutra. It's a commentary also on Gayatri Mantra. That's why the first verse ends with Dhimahe, which we find in Gayatri Mantra. It's a commentary on Gayatri Mantra. It's a commentary on Vedanta Sutra. As Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Sara Vedeti Hasanam Saram Saram Samudvitam. The essence of all Vedic literature, all histories, has been collected in Bhagavatam. At the end of Bhagavatam, last chapter, Sarva Vedanta Saram Hi Srimad Bhagavatam Ishate Tadvisamrita Chittasya Nanyata Syad Pratika Shid. Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedic literature and Vedanta philosophy, and whoever tastes is never attracted to any other literature. So yes, Nansarva Lokaika Drikpada. Bhagavatam, you grant spiritual vision to all people of the world. And that was the question of the sages, Naimisharanya, that, where has all truth and knowledge, where has it gone now Krishna has left? And the answer was, it's Bhagavatam. Kalo nashta disham isha puranarko. Bhagavatam has risen like the rising sun to give us vision. And it's not that there is no light in Kali Yuga. The problem is that people don't want to see the light. If they don't want to see it, they hide themselves. They don't want to hear Bhagavatam. They do something else. So then, next verse, Sanatana Goswami says, Sarva Bhagavata Prana, Srimad Bhagavata Prabhu. Life breath of the Vaishnava devotees. It's the breath. It's the life. And Prabhupada talks in a lecture about Vrindavan, don't waste your time. As much as possible, try to hear Bhagavatam. Vaishnavanam Priyam is very dear to the Vaishnavas. And in Vrindavan, you'll find they're always reading Bhagavatam, and that is their life and soul. If you practice anywhere, any condition, simply by reading Bhagavatam, you will be happy. So if you're not feeling happy, open up the Bhagavatam and read a few verses and see the result. So you are the sun which has arisen. We talked about that. The Bhagavatam is brilliant as the sun, has arisen just after Lord Krishna went to his own abode. So this is one sun. We're so fortunate. This is one sun, this Bhagavatam. We have another sun too, and that is Lord Chaitanya and Nitai, sun and moon, have come to give us life, actually. And Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda reveal Bhagavatam also. There's a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito, Gauradai Pushavantau Chitta Shanda Tamonuda. Offer respectful obeisance to Shri Krishna Chaitanya and Nityananda, who are like the sun and moon, arisen simultaneously on the horizon of Gauda to dissipate the darkness of ignorance and wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. And so Krishnadas Kavara says, well, the sun, when the sun rises, then it reveals external objects like pots and plates. But these two brothers, Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, dissipate the darkness of the inner core of the heart. So that's what will happen if we worship Gaura-Nitai. It will take out the darkness of the heart. And when they do that, they help us meet two kinds of Bhagavatas, Book Bhagavat and Devotee Bhagavat. So if we hear attentively Bhagavatam, by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, we meet the two Bhagavatas and we get Krishna Prem. So then, Sanatan says, Paramananda Pataya Prema Varshyaksharayate. I offer respectful obeisances to you, Bhagavatam. By reading you, one attains transcendental bliss, for your syllables rain pure love of God upon the reader. So Prabhupada said, each word of Bhagavatam is full of volumes of meaning. So we heard a few words today, and volumes of meaning. This is Bhagavatam. If you understand Bhagavatam, he has finished all your education. Yeah, I had one student who took Bhakti Vaibhavim Bhakti Vedanta courses. And after that, now he got 3 honorary PhDs. And if you know Bhagavatam, you know everything. Because he knew something like 16, 17 languages. That was one. And then another was in yoga and Indian philosophy. Yeah, just study Bhagavatam and you will get that. And Prabhupada also said that if you read one chapter, it means not the whole chapter, but like the verses or even the prayers of Bhagavatam, if you read one chapter every day after a year, if you do it for a year, you'll become a learned scholar after 1 year. So I did that. And then after that, I started teaching Bhakti Vaibhava and Bhaktivedanta courses. Yeah, it works. You can try that if you like. And yes, it helps. Yes, the syllables rain pure love of God upon the reader. Mm-hmm. And Bhagavatam begins where Bhagavad Gita ends. Gita says, Sarvadharma Pritaja Mamaikam. Give up all varieties of religion, surrender to me. So Sarvadharma Pritaja, give up all varieties of religion. So Bhagavatam, in the second verse, it says, Dharma Projita Kaitavotra. This Bhagavatam kicks out all cheating religions. And what are those cheating? Dharma, beginning with Dharma. So again, Sarva Dharma. It kicks out all dharmas, and it's explained by Prabhupada, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, those four. That's what Bhagavatam kicks out. So Dharma means religion, Artha means money, trying to make money. Dharma, Artha, Kama, sense gratification, and Moksha, even liberation is kicked out from Srimad Bhagavatam. So yes, so that's what Krishna says. Give up all these dharmas, and also dharma projita kaidava, all cheating dharmas are kicked out from Srimad Bhagavatam. So yes, so that how Bhagavatam is connected with Gita, abandon all varieties of religion, and also the last verse of Bhagavatam connects with Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's all about, the last verse talks about Harinam Sankirtan. That's the last verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. So there you go. And then you go to Chaitanya Charitamrita and the processes of surrender. So isn't that wonderful? That's why we should really seriously hear Srimad Bhagavatam. So then Sanatana Goswami says, Sarvada Sarvasevyaya Shri Krishnaya Namostute. That you're always to be served by everyone, for you're an incarnation of Lord Krishna. So we're all a servant of Krishna, and that's why Bhagavatam is worshipable, because Bhagavatam is Krishna. Tattva Sandarbha says, what is the use of collecting hundreds of thousands of other scriptures? If you live in Kali Yuga and don't have Bhagavatam in your home, you cannot be considered a Vaishnava. So everybody should have a set. In fact, in Kali Yuga, a Brahmana who does not have Bhagavatam in his home is worse than a dog eater. Oof, heavy. Yes. So, yes, I don't think we have that problem here. We have Bhagavatam. And wherever Bhagavatam is present, Lord Hari will go with all the 13 principal demigods. And if you daily read with devotion one verse, you'll get the benefit of studying all 18 Puranas. So yes, again we said, you just read a chapter. I did that, just the prayers. I didn't read the whole chapter, but every day I would just sing in Sanskrit, like prayers of one chapter, prayers of another chapter. I didn't do all the chapters, but it really helps. So then, Sanatana Goswami says, Mad eka bandho mat sangin. O Bhagavatam, my only friend, my companion, my guru, and my great wealth. Manishtaraka madbhagya, my teacher, O my deliverer, O my good fortune. Mad ananda namostate. O my bliss, I offer respectful obeisances unto you. Again, we go to Tattva Sandarbha. It says, the Vedas, the Puranas, and poetic works instruct one like a master, a friend, or a beloved, respectively. So, yes, there's 3 ways of teaching according to the Vedic tradition. Like a ruler, you must do this, you must follow this, like heavy. One's a heavy way to teach. One is like a friend. Oh, I'll tell you a story, and here's the moral of the story. So that's another way to teach. And a third way is like a lover, poetry, in poetic form. Just like in our seminar, we had one translation of Sarvadharma Pridyaja, Krishna, surrender to me. And in this translation, Srila Prabhupada, instead of surrender, he translated, Krishna says, give yourself to me. It's more like a lover and beloved. So these are three ways of teaching in the Vedic tradition. So, the Vedas don't have to offer logical reasons. We have to obey without question. So, and the Puranas teach like a friend, giving stories with moral instructions, or just like, so Bhagavatam, and then the third one is like a lover, Kavya, speaking sweetly but indirectly. So Bhagavatam is all three. It is sometimes heavy, like the second verse of Bhagavatam. We're kicking out all dharma, artha, kama, moksha. No sense gratification, no no money making, no cheating dharmas, and even no moksha, no liberation. Kicked out from Bhagavatam. So that's kind of heavy, second verse in Bhagavatam. But then but there's so many stories, like Dhruva Maharaj. He wanted wealth, he wanted artha, but but when he met the Lord, he gave up. And the Lord forced him, no, you wanted artha, you have to take it, you have to take the kingdom, you have to be the king. Yeah, you have to have that. So the Puranas are more like a friend. Bhagavatam's also like that. Stories and moral conclusions. And also, and when we hear the story of Bharat Maharaj, who got attached to the deer. So don't get attached, or else next life you'll become a deer, or a cat or a dog, if that's your attachment. Of course, the pets of the devotees are very special, and they are fallen devotees who made some big offense. And in this life, they do devotional service, but they can go back to Godhead. I have a friend in Sydney who has 2 cats. And one of the cats is very attached to her. She has like a Nrsimha doll, Nrsimha and Prahlad. And the cat would just go over and try to, lick it and pet it. And so she had to build a little house over it so the cat wouldn't maul it. And I said to her, well, you know what? Nrsimhadev's Lord of the Cats. So that's no wonder your cat likes Nrsimhadev. If you go to the temple in Singhachalam in Germany, many wild cats come there and live there at the temple and take prasad. Wild cats from the mountains. So he's king of the cats. So I thought it was so. She sent me a picture of her cat mauling, trying to get the deity, but she made a house around it, so a glass house, and so the cat couldn't get it. But so the Purana, the Kavya, the poetic literature, describes like a beloved lady indirectly. I can give you an example. I gave you an example of the heavy duty at both of them. And how does Bhagavatam teach like a lover? Gopi Geet in the 10th canto. Jayati tetikam janmana vraja shait indira shasvadatahi daitadi shatam diksitavakas taititasavas tvam vichinvate. Beloved, your birth in the land of Vraja has made it exceedingly glorious. Thus Indira, goddess of fortune, always resides here. It is only for your sake that we, your devoted servants, maintain our lives. We have been searching everywhere for you, so please show yourself to us. So it's kind of, they start indirectly, but then they get direct, actually. How come you left? Where are you? Come back, So, but it's a very sweet, and every Kartik in Vrindavan, they chant these Gopi Geet. So Bhagavatam has all three. It's heavy sometimes, and sometimes it's like a story. And also we hear in the beginning how it's heavy. Narada was chastising Vyas for writing Vedanta Sutta, for writing the Vedas. He said, you're cheating the people because in the Vedas you're offering them nice material things, and just like a parent giving candy to the child to take the medicine. So they eat the candy, but they throw away the medicine, which is worshiping Krishna. You're supposed to worship Krishna to get your enjoyment. But unfortunately, he has written in such a way that they just take the treats, the sweets, and throw away the medicine. So yeah, Narada, can you imagine? You write Vedanta Sutta, you get chastised by your guru for writing Vedanta Sutta of all things. So no, yeah, Bhagavatam is heavy. And and the last verse of Sanatana Goswami, Asadu sadhu tadayam atini choch taraka. O Bhagavatam, giver of saintliness to the unsaintly, uplifter of the very fallen. So, yes, in the second verse purport, which is heavy, but also at the end of that verse, it says, if you hear Bhagavatam submissively and attentively, the Lord will be captured in your heart. Isn't that nice? So actually, Bhagavatam is called Paramahamsa Samhita. It is the literature for Paramahamsas. So we may not be Paramahamsas, but Prabhupada tells us it's okay, it doesn't matter. In his purport to the second verse, he says one must be anxious to hear this transcendental message. Desire to sincerely hear is the first qualification. One becomes qualified to hear Bhagavatam after many pious deeds. The intelligent person can be assured by the great sage Vyasadeva he can realize the Supreme Personality directly by hearing Bhagavatam. Without undergoing different stages of realization set forth in the Vedas, one can be lifted immediately to the position of Paramahansa simply by agreeing to receive this message. So even if we're not Paramahansas, if we just have anxiety to hear Bhagavatam, agree to hear, be receptive to hear, submissively and attentively, then we can get on the level of Paramahansas. Isn't that cool? Yes. Just desire to hear Bhagavatam. So then he says, Ha namunshakara chinman prem narit kantayosura. Please don't ever leave me. Please become manifest in my heart and my throat, accompanied by pure love of Godhead. So this is Sanatana's prayer, keep Bhagavatam always with him, and finally, to realize Bhagavatam with words in heart. So if you hear Bhagavatam, he will become your friend, your guru, and everything, and you'll have a change of heart. And he'll become your wealth too, in case you want wealth. So the beginning of Bhagavatam, it starts with Dhimahi. Let's meditate on Krishna. Now Vyasa is performing bhakti with all his disciples. And he's inviting everyone to offer obeisances to Lord Krishna. Just like I live in Vrindavan, in the temple, we see a mother coming. She's got one kid in her hand, one kid on her shoulder, one kid in the stomach. And when she bows down, they all go down. So Vyasadeva is like that. When he meditates, we also meditate on Krishna. And so one time, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's Appearance Day, Prabhupada was telling his disciples how to perform Pushpanjali, the flower. He says, you chant this mantra, and together we'll offer flowers. He said, actually, it's my duty, but I'm worshiping Sagoshti. I'm worshiping with my spiritual family members. Just like Vyasadeva said, then he quoted Vyasadeva, Dhimahi. He's offering prayer with all his followers. And so we must all meditate on Krishna, along with Vyasadeva, along with Prabhupada, along with Shukadeva, and we will get the benefit. So I wanted to share one more thing. Yeah, I did that already, so one more thing. Oh yeah, about drinking Bhagavatam, yes. Pibata Bhagavatam rasam alayam. So, first it says it's a fruit, but then it says it's rasa. Rasa is juice. So how it becomes juice? Because Guru Das once asked Prabhupada, what are the desire trees in Goloka like? And Prabhupada said, the fruits have no seed and no skin. And when you finish eating a fruit and the sweet taste is still in your mouth, another fruit appears in your hand, if you want, and again until you're completely satisfied. So Bhagavatam has no seed and no skin. And it's so sweet, you can relish one part and another part will come. Of course, how did it become a juice? Because Shukadeva has tasted it, Prabhupada has tasted it. Prabhupada has digested it for us. So that's why we can understand Bhagavatam, although it is for the Paramahansas. So, I think we will stop here, and if you have any questions, you can ask at this point. Yes, Julan?
Thank you for the wonderful class. If you said Bhagavatam is sufficient and it covers all knowledge, then what about the other important scripture like Bhagavad Gita and Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction? Is it really sufficient to just read Bhagavatam, or what is?
Well, Prabhupada said in Nectar of Devotion we need to read these 4 books: Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Nectar of Devotion. Then that will be sufficient. Although Bhagavatam is enough if you want to know everything, but for us, Prabhupada recommended that we start with Gita. That's like, elementary and high school. And then Bhagavatam is like BA, MA, and then Chaitanya Charitamrita is PhD. Prabhupada said those 3. And Nectar of Devotion, of course, is related to Chaitanya Charitamrita. A lot of verses are there from Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita in Nectar of Devotion. So it's also like the first part of Nectar of Devotion is like BA, MA, but then the last part is PhD. The last part of Nectar of Devotion, all about the rasas and this and that. Okay, any other questions? Yes, over there.
Thank you for the class. My question is, how can we become more receptive to hearing Srimad Bhagavatam? Because we hear the example, there were so many different people who came to hear also when Parikshit Maharaj was hearing from Shukadev Goswami, and but Parikshit Maharaj got the ultimate benefit. And how can we also develop that, or what's the consciousness and the mindset to get the full benefit?
Okay, well, Prabhupada does tell us in the beginning of Bhagavatam how to do that in a purport. And that's 1.344. Simply hearing is not all. One must realize the text with proper attention. The word nivishta means Sutta Goswami drank the juice of Bhagavatam through his ears. That is the real process of receiving Bhagavatam. One should hear with rapt attention from the real person, then he can at once realize the presence of Lord Krishna in every page. So we are hearing from Prabhupada. The secret of knowing Bhagavatam is mentioned here. No one can give rapt attention who is not pure in mind. No one can be pure in mind who is not pure in action. No one can be pure in action who is not pure in eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. But, okay, so that's all the rules you got there. Sounds pretty hard. But then Prabhupada gives a concession. But somehow or other, if someone hears, that's, in case you're not very rapt, somehow or other, well, no, you have to be rapt. If someone hears with rapt attention from the right person, at the very beginning, one can assuredly see Lord Shri Krishna in person in the pages of Bhagavatam. So there you go. So it starts with eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. That has to be pure, and then your mind, your actions, and then your mind. And then you can have rapt attention. So it goes, what you do during your day helps you to become able to receive Bhagavatam. What you do during your day and during your life makes you qualified. But Prabhupada, he also said, if you just have the desire, that's enough. If you're anxious to hear, that's good enough. But that's also hard sometimes, to get that desire to hear Bhagavatam. And that, of course, Gita Krishna says that if you follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, you will attain a desire you will get a desire to attain me. So what we're doing, the Bhakti Yoga, is the way to do it. So you have to be good, strict at that, and do that, and then you'll get it. You'll get the desire. And be receptive to hearing Bhagavatam. Okay, any other questions? All right. Jai, glories to Prabhupada, Hare Krishna.